going on, everybody? It's another vlog with Canary Valens. Man. Alright, so today I want to talk about public school, right? So I grew up in public school, going to public school, and my parents they did pretty well. Kind of like what Dave Chappelle said in his comedy. Like, my parents, they had enough money for us to pretty much like grow up poor around white people, rich white people at that. So I feel like public school it raises a lot of parasites. And I say that because, like, you have some of the richest people in the county who have these butlers and chauffeurs and all this other stuff that they have and they live with day to day, and that's all they know. And then also you have people who live in these apartment complexes seeing like MS-13 gang fights every day, and they're all going to the same school together. So, like, I remember, I think I was like in elementary school. My parents were like, do you want to go to a private school or do you want to keep going to public school? Actually, I think I was a little bit older. I think it was before I went to middle school. They were like, you want to go to private school or you want to keep going to public school? And like back then, I thought like private school was just like this terrible thing. Like, I didn't want to wear a uniform. I wanted to be an individual and do my own thing and all that. And then, so I was just like pleading with them. I was like, please just let me go to public school. Let me go to public school. You know, in hindsight, I'm like, I wish that they just would have vetoed that and just sent me to private school. But anyway, I continued going to public school. But let me like backtrack. So one of the things about public school, like, you got these teachers who they really don't be giving a shit about the kids. Like, I remember in 5th grade, one of my teachers was like, she told us that slaves worked for rum. Like, she said that that's what slaves would get as like a daily wage. They would get alcohol. So I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, being like a little kid, you don't know no fucking better. If your teacher tells you something, then you just believe it, and that's just what it is. It's kind of like what they say is law. And then I remember, like, I told my mom that, and she went down there and like talked to the school and like made the teacher apologize and shit. But like, it's just like shit like that. You got these teachers who are ignorant, teaching kids who are already, you know, they don't know nothing or know no better yet. So they're just believing anything, growing up believing that shit. Even like going a little further back. So I remember I was in 4th grade. My parents had just moved us from Virginia down to the north side of Atlanta in Gwinnett. So I'm going to this new school with all these white kids now. And like, mind you, like in Virginia, the kids are a little smarter. Like, they're already writing in cursive in like 2nd grade. I come down here and the kids don't even know like how to write cursive at all. So like, I remember I'm at this new school, all these new people, they're getting to know me and shit. I'm noticing like now there's only like one other black kid in the class with me. And like, it only took these kids like maybe 3 or 4 days to figure out that they don't like me. So I remember there's this one kid, we'll just call him Jeff. So there's this one kid, Jeff. He's like, you know what? I don't like you. We're going to kick your ass at recess. And like, this is like the first time like I ever heard a kid speak like that. Like, I was like in Virginia, I never heard kids like cussing at each other, that young at least. So like, I'm like, what did he just say? And then he's like, yeah, when we go outside, we're going to beat you up or whatever. For no reason. I didn't do anything to him. But we go outside and like these 3 guys like jump on me. These 3 kids jump on me. And like, I'm looking at the teacher and we'll just call her Miss B. So Miss B's just like over there watching me, getting stomped the fuck out, not saying anything at first, and I'm like looking at her like, bitch, do you not know the difference between someone getting beat up and like kids play fighting? And then like she's like, she finally jumps in. She's like, hey, hey, hey. I'm like, finally. She's like, one at a time. I'm like, what the fuck? So like at this point, like, mind you, I got an older brother, so anytime there was a confrontation like that, I would just go get him and he would handle it. Like I didn't know how to fight when I was in elementary school. I didn't really learn how to fight until around like high school. So like basically she gave these kids like a break in between whipping my ass one at a time. So they never got tired. So like the whole 20 minutes we was out there at recess, I was just getting beat up. So after that, like day after day, I just like try to like dodge recess and be like, teacher, can I go to the clinic or go to the nurse's office, or can I go talk to the guidance counselor, or go to the bathroom in the other hall, and just like dodging it. And I'm just like, man, that's just one story. Like I know I'd be like, we're gonna revisit this topic, but I'm gonna come back to this because public school is like, it really raises parasites. Anyway, that's another vlog. Canary Valens. Peace, y'all.